Captain Color Guard, please advance and post the colors of our nation. And salute.
Guard. Halt. Right face. Post. Colors. Right hand salute.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready? Two. Left face. Forward march. Guard. Halt.
uncovered. Post chaplain, please provide our opening prayer.
Let's bow our heads again. Heavenly Father, we come back to you again tonight to ask your blessings on this important meeting of the post. We ask that you continue to be with our officers as they make good, sound decisions, and we'll come back to you at the end of this meeting and give you thanks. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Recover. Join me in reciting the American Legion preamble. For God and country, we associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate a 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our association in all wars, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to the community, state, and nation, to combat the autocracy of both the classes and the masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship by our devotion to mutual helpfulness. I now declare American Legion Post 233, Department of Georgia, regularly convened. Post Adjutant, do we have a quorum?
Yes, sir, we have a quorum.
Post Adjutant will provide a brief reading of last meeting's minutes.
Hopefully everyone has a copy and have had a chance to look them over. Just to draw your attention to a couple things here. Item 3, number 4 there, we're accepting gift cards for veterans. So if you have a gift card and want to contribute, see one of the officers, Frank Miller, or the bucket on the bar back there. Also, Fritz's finance report is attached. Hopefully you've had a chance to look that over. Legion Riders, there's a report attached. There's also an attachment to the from Operation Rally Point that gives us a breakdown of the expenditures there. The next blood drive, I'll steal from Jerry there a little bit, it's May 25th. And then the Ride for America on May 29th, and there's help needed. And I'm sure Stan and Joe will provide us more information on that. Any question on the minutes? Any comments, corrections? Very well.
Do I have a motion to accept minutes as published and read?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. All right. Hope not to get too windy here. I'd like to start off by recognizing the past commanders. Tom Williams. Sir. Bill Dorn. Stan Martin. Do we have any, let's see, where is he? Skip here. Welcome, Skip. I know you remember me. Mayor of the city of Loganville, Skip Belize, Belials. Any visitors or new members? Visitor or new member?
Visitors, this is my first time.
You veteran?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Beverly Isaac,
And what branch?
Army.
Welcome. Okay, before I get into anything else. Oh, I'm sorry. Stand up, please.
Yeah.
Need a mic. Welcome. Okay, I don't know how many heard, but we just had a phone call that Joe Ruda has passed. So keep his family in your prayers. All right. Who are we helping? Okay, we still got gift cards for veterans going on. You can donate money towards a gift card. You can go out and buy the gift cards. These help a lot of them that come in for needing food or needing gas to get somewhere. So we want to keep that program going. We also are still working with Pruitt Healthcare on the, I don't know whether it's the right way to say, handicap equipment. And that's with Tom Williams handles that equipment and gets with Pruitt Healthcare whenever they need something that we may have and we don't need. Brandon here?
No, he's not.
Okay, that could be a good thing. All right. Don't tell him I said that.
Oh, I will.
It's all over the air. Okay, as you know, we're working with Operation Rally Point to see that the homeless veterans aren't homeless. Post newsletter. Okay, everybody, mark your calendars, and I'll let the folks go into this in more detail later on in the evening. Friday, May 12th, casino night. We need to support the Post and the Lions Club by getting your tickets. It's fun, food, and prizes. So you can see Tom, you can see Carol, and I went blank. Ralph. There's tickets floating all around here, so try and get your tickets. You know, it's a fun night. I bought 2 tickets, and I'm probably not going to play. All right. Saturday, May 20th. Spaghetti dinner sponsored by the Sal, and I'll let the commander go into that a little more. But that's on a Saturday evening, and I'm sure all of you want to come here for dinner, since you don't have nothing else to do on Saturday evening. Y'all, come on up and support him. The Sal does a good job here. All right, next month's meeting, we will have nominations from the floor for officers and post-elections. So be prepared. Is Bob Matheny here tonight? Okay, he was supposed to get with us and let us know who he had on their list. All right. Department news. You need to get your registration in for the department convention on June 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Registration is $10 if you get it in before the 12th of May. If you get it in after the 12th of May, it's $30. The banquet on Saturday night of the 24th, forms are available here. The banquet is $45. And it would be nice to see a good delegation of 233 to one of maybe the couple of the meetings. All right, Legion National News. 104th National Convention will be August 25th through the 31st in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's all I have right now. Finance Officer's Report.
There's no way I can fill in for Fritz, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. On the first page of the finance report, I think he had some printouts back there if everybody was able to get a printout. It shows the checking account and savings account as well as the total, which is just approximately $63,000. The next thing I'd like to point out is the two bank statements that are attached, the two legacy statements. If you take a look, the one checking account statement reflects that we actually showed more debits than we had credits for the month, but that's simply because we transferred $10,000 to the savings account. So that's why there's a difference there. Our actual net income for the month was right around approximately $6,000, which is on the profit and loss. So the next thing I'd like to point out is on the second page of the handout, hopefully it's in the same order. He has a note at the bottom of it about reestablishing the line of credit. And in order to do that, to establish it at $75,000 at 1% above prime, it's going to cost us approximately $500 to do that. The next thing I'd like to do, and if it's okay, Mike, I'll go ahead and do the Veterans Assistance at the same time. So on the profit and loss statement, there are a couple items I'd like to point out associated with the Veterans Program that we have for assistance. One of the line items on page 2 shows a deposit of $760 for gift cards for vets. And then just a little bit further down the page for the homeless vets, we had 2 deposits, one from the Knights of Columbus and one from the Ladies Auxiliary, both for $500, totaling $1,000. And Ralph just mentioned that the Knights of Columbus was out of the Monroe location. So thanks, Ralph. I was not aware of that. So let's go down to page 5, which is under the expenses portion, under donations, that shows the amount that we donated to Operation Rally Point, $7,000. And then on the very last page, it actually shows the total expenses and then the total net ordinary income, which is approximately $6,000. There's another thing that has been attached. He went ahead and attached the report that comes out of Clover, which we're going to try to start adding more items to Clover so that we can get a better look at individual things that we hold, like dances, everything associated with special events. So we're going to try to get that information into Clover, and it's going to be a much better look at how we do from a net perspective for each one of those events versus looking at the overall profit and loss statement. It's going to be a little bit easier to do that. Okay. The last thing I'd like to mention is that he made a note on the very front page that he would appreciate if we could get everyone to start thinking about and coming up with ideas for what we can do from a post perspective for special events, because it's basically going to take all of us pulling together to really start bringing in a little bit more revenue as well as members to the post. So whatever you can think of, bring it to us and we'll discuss it or cuss it, whichever way you want to look at it, and move forward with those particular items. That's the report.
So, I have a question.
Okay.
So has anyone evaluated the long-term position of Legacy Bank, given the recent failures of banks in kind of that area? Are we watching to make sure that they're on solid footing? Have we looked at their evaluation by the feds?
No.
Okay, I would suggest we do that.
Good suggestion.
A motion to accept the financial report pending audit.
Second.
Have a first and a second. Any discussion? Any other discussion? Okay. Who's reaching for it? Those in, I went blank. Those in favor of approving the finance report, signify by raising your right hand. Those opposed, same sign. That's senior moment. Okay. Post operations and membership, Roy Acorn.
Not a whole lot to report other than the fact that we have 390 renewals, 39 new members so far this year, and 26 paid up for life, for a total of 455. So we're doing pretty well in that respect. But if you can snag a new member here or there, go ahead and snag them. We'd like to have them. So that's my report.
Legion Riders, Joe Lieber.
Nah, I shouldn't need that. Can everybody hear me? Huh? No? I don't know if they're joking or not. All right, so Currently, as of today, Legion Riders have 34 members. That's made up of 27 Legionnaires, 5 auxiliary, and 2 sons. As you saw in the finance report, our checking account and scholarship account, they're a little different because mine is as of today, but it's 24,388 and 14,703 as of today. Activities, we went to Milledgeville last Saturday, and we had a wonderful time feeding the veterans down at the Georgia War Veterans Home. If you are able to go with us in the fall, I highly recommend it. Thank you to the members that were able to come out with us. I think we had a great time and they really enjoyed it. Upcoming, we have a Ride for America meeting this Friday. They will continue every Friday this month until we get to the Memorial Day ride. We definitely need help. A lot of the youth groups are not available to help us like they normally do every year. So the riders could use the help in the morning, and then once the bikes leave, you can switch hats and help the post in the afternoon. That's fine. So if you want to come out to a meeting or just reach out to me or Stan or I, we would gladly accept the help. And it's a fun day. So I believe that's my report, sir.
There is a sign-up sheet back there that says volunteers on it. So those who can be here, we need volunteers for selling raffle tickets, we need volunteers for serving the food, and just keeping everything rolling good. Public information website, Tom Williams.
Thank you, Commander. I'm actually going to cover a bunch of things at once. So I don't do the website anymore. Donald Liberty is doing the website, and so that's cool. So if you have website issues, take them to Don. As far as public information goes, of course, we're supporting the ride. I have Facebook events up. Social media is out for that. I also have sent press releases out to all of the major news organizations in Atlanta, all the local papers. So we're trying to get those things out. I've been doing the same thing for some of the post events that have gone on, getting news releases out, getting social out. Mike's been helping me with that. I appreciate that. The sign out front, Ride for America, went up today. So as you drive by, as you walk out in the parking lot, take a minute, take a look at that. But that'll be up for the rest of the month. It's in regular rotation now. But throughout the month, I'll be taking down some of the other things, so it'll take more and more time on the sign as we go. One of my other things is legislative. First, back to the health program, health equipment lending program. We got a really nice letter from Pruitt Health this month. They are incredibly appreciative of the fact that when we get overages, and we do get overages, we don't just turn them around and throw them away or anything. So if we have extra walkers, if we have extra rollators, we have extra bedside commodes, we reach out to Pruitt Healthcare and we help people in our community who aren't veterans necessarily. And we have provided to them over the last couple of years many thousands worth of dollars of equipment. And they sent us a very nice letter, and I'll make sure it gets attached with the minutes this time. On legislative, the last time I gave a legislative report, and I apologize for missing last meeting, somebody who will remain nameless, because I don't remember who it was, came up to me after the meeting and asked me to look into housing allowance changes, any potential housing allowance changes that affect the VA. And so I scoured both the House and the Senate, and I discovered diddly squat. And so what I did find, though, was that in the 117th Congress, which is not the current Congress, but the last one, House Resolution 2419 was put forward to allow the VA to purchase properties, like condo units and apartment buildings and stuff, so that they could then rent them to homeless veterans, and or sell. They could buy properties that they could get cheap and then sell them directly to veterans, which is new and different, right? The VA currently has a program that many of us have taken advantage of where they'll guarantee a home loan. This was actually the VA purchasing property for the sole purpose of getting it in the hands of homeless veterans, and that bill went absolutely nowhere. It never even went to committee as near as I can tell, but I will keep an eye to see if it gets reissued this Congress. I will say for those of you that have kids and grandkids in the service, DOD did this year increase the basic allowance for housing 12.1%, which is not nearly enough to combat what we've seen in the market, but it's something, and so that's helpful. The most current bill affecting veterans right now that's out is House Resolution 2830, which basically is about commercial driver's licenses and commercial drivers training for veterans. Right? There was a bill previously put forth and a law put in place that sort of promotes that commercial driving for people that have gotten out of the service. So they'll help you get your CDL through a variety of programs. This was nothing major, it was just some rule changes, but it is out there and it's a bill that's currently affecting veterans. I want to talk about the big news though, legislatively. So you're going to see and hear a lot over the next few weeks on the TV. House Majority Leader McCarthy and a group of Republicans passed a largely symbolic bill to try to force the White House to the table to negotiate on the debt ceiling. Okay, part of that bill is holding federal appropriations for 2024 at the 2022 level. Because there's going to be all kinds of scare tactics coming out, we've already seen it, where people are saying this is going to have a huge impact on the VA, right, because it's a cut. So I want to first say to you that this bill will never pass as it stands. That's not a thing, it's a non-starter, right? It was never going to pass. It's a move to bring the White House to the table. If it should pass, I also want to say that it could potentially have an impact on the VA. Because in this bill, they said that the Department of Defense would get their bump in appropriations. That means that money has to come from somewhere. And so even if you hold appropriations steady at 2022 levels, the level of service being provided for and being asked of the VA is not steady. There's a steady increase in veterans who need and are getting VA services at expense. So if you hold their appropriations steady at 2022, but the demand goes up, that there's something's going to give somewhere. And so what I'm going to tell you is we're going to keep an eye on it, and I'll report back here over the next few months and let you know if there are any legitimate impacts you need to be concerned about. But for right now, just be aware you're going to hear a lot on the table about lots of veterans who aren't going to be served. This is bombast. It happens every time there are threatened cuts. But none of that is real yet. So please don't call Mike in the middle of the night worried about that. You have plenty of other reasons to call him. And do call him about everything else, but not about this. Thank you very much. And I think, sir, that's everything. Is that all of my reports? Yes. Okay, cool.
Sons of the American Legion, Bill Dolman. Somebody got a question?
No, I have a statement.
Don?
My to-do list on the website is down to 9 items. Some of you have already received, and others will receive requests for information, like who are the members of the color guard today, or here's your organization charters that exist on the web. Are all of these people still alive? Are they in the same positions that they were 3 or 4 years ago? I would ask that you respond to the email in some reasonable period of time, and I will get the information updated. All of the links on the website work now. When I started on it, 30% of it didn't.
Yeah.
It's not built out until we've gotten over that hill. The other comment I would make is the worst job of a webmaster is getting information about what's going on or what needs to be published. And so I would ask you to send me, drop me a piece of paper at a meeting, whatever, be communicative, because it's up to all of you to create the content. I'll take care of publishing. Thank you.
And
Yeah, I don't have to raise the mic. How about that? Huh? Okay, good evening. Thank you all for coming. I'm seeing some new faces. That's a great thing. Welcome, young lady. I'm sorry you tripped and cut your hand. But we did get it taken care of, so that works. For the Sons, we had one new member in April, and we had a breakfast last Saturday. Back up. Okay. We had a breakfast last Saturday, and I think it went really well. We're working on getting the final numbers and everything, but it looks like about $400 that we brought in for the Sons. So that's a great thing. I thank the auxiliary for giving us the money. They paid for everything, and we got the profit. It's a good deal. Okay, Saturday, May the 20th, as the commander mentioned, we've got a spaghetti dinner here at the post. There's information on the back table. So please grab your flyer on the way out and come support us for that dinner. You want me to go ahead and get Boys State while I'm up here? Okay, Boys State, for those of you that don't know, Boys State is for rising seniors. There's no cost to the students, and we're going to provide transportation down to Valdosta State University. I will be driving a long way. The Boys State is June 11th to the 17th. And Girls State is June 11th to the 16th. We've agreed to provide transportation for the ladies as well, so we'll take care of everybody at once. I have one gentleman that's already completed his application, and then I got an email this evening from a teacher over at Trinity Prep that wants me to come and talk to her about one of the children they have. So that'll be a good thing. If you know of any rising seniors, that's a junior that's going to be a senior next year, please see if they're interested. If they are, please let me know. Okay? I'm hearing that there's another person, but nobody's come to me with it, so I don't know. Okay, I believe that's my report. Yes, sir.
What areas do they qualify for? What counties, so to speak?
What counties?
The schools have to be in what counties can qualify for?
Excuse me. We don't have a big circle. We take people from Decula all the way over to Stone Mountain all the way back here. So Gwinnett and Walton are pretty much our locations. I've sent something out to Archer, Loganville High School, Monroe Area High School, Grayson High School, the various private schools, Loganville Christian Academy, Walton, George Walton Academy. There's a daycare, homeschool. There you go. There's a homeschool group over at the First Baptist Church of Loganville that I've been in contact with. So, I mean, we try to get it out to every venue that we can so that anybody that's interested can do it. But I rely on you guys to tell me if there's somebody out there that you think is eligible that we should be looking at. I'll be happy to contact you. Okay? Any other questions? No further questions, all right? Commander, that's my report.
Forgive me, Commander.
Mike?
Anyone else who's giving a report, have them stand behind the chair. My camera doesn't move.
Okay, and stand and answer to that. My feeling is we won't stay in an area because some of the other posts may not support this. I think we go at it pretty good, and we won't deprive an up-and-coming young gentleman or lady, for girls' sake, from having a chance to do it because their area isn't working on it. Okay, blood drive. Jerry Mahaffey.
Our next blood drive is the 25th of May, and if any of you would like to make a donation, you can go on the Red Cross website and make your own appointment, or you can give me a call and I'll make it for you. And the color guard, we've had only one event this past, since the last meeting, but we've got already 5 scheduled for the month of May.
Thank you. Okay. Maintenance, building, and grounds. I'm just going to say it's ongoing. We're working with Steve from the CBs. We're figuring out the wiring we need and everything and picking it up to do some fixing out there at the HVAC systems in the scouts in the CB area. It's not anything we can't do. Other than that, not a whole lot more going on in maintenance. However, I can still use help. Steve's jumped in there. He has a couple days a week. So we can always use help. And I'll stick out another volunteer sheet after that one for Ride for America is done to see who wants to volunteer to help do things here at the post. Special events, Stan Hall. Next time I'll get 2 mics.
Thank you, Commander. Just want to give a quick report on gun talk active shooter that we had. We had a good turnout for that. 60 some odd people, I think it was about 64. And a lot of good information was led that day. And we're proud of the people that turned out. Could have used more, but you know, we also had a funeral that day from one of our post members and a lot of people couldn't make it. But all in all, it was a great turnout. Joe hit on Ride for America. We'd love to see anybody that wants to volunteer for Ride for America come up, because in the morning time, no matter how well you prepare, after 25 years, you would think we'd have it exactly right, but sometimes it doesn't happen. So if you want to volunteer and just kind of hang out with Joe or myself, one of the two, and when things pop up, we can snap you into that position, but we really could use some help. And also, I'm sure that the Post always has things come up that they could use some help too, and most of the time that's in the afternoon. One of the small type jobs that you wouldn't think that you would need anybody for is McDonald's across the street gives us 600 biscuits. We put those biscuits on that bar right back there. Now, does that mean that we just let them come up and grab what they want? No, we need to hand them out one at a time. So somebody has to do that sort of thing. That's just a real easy job, and you get to see all these crazy motorcycle riders and what they ride. It's rewarding. It really is. And if you don't think you'll have fun, 25 years ago, after the first Ride for America, my wife came up to me and she said, "Are we going to give up our Memorial Day every year?" And I said, "Until we die." That was my answer. And we're going to, so help us make that event work, because it is very rewarding. We do a lot of good things for a lot of people, including this post. So please help us make it work. There's a lot of other things going on, as Mike talked about earlier, and those flyers on this table right back there. So I won't use up your time any further, but check out what's going on at this post, because whose post is it?
Oh.
Your post. You're exactly right. Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
Service Officer, Mike Madison.
I'm gonna sit in the chair. No, okay. I'm Mike Madsen. I'm your post service officer. Last month did 27 appointments. Sorry, sloughing off a little bit. I've been sick. Let's see. Was the VSO department, our account currently has 0 in it. I'll be running for VSO for the next cycle. Let's see, what else going on? Helped Stan with Gun Talk, very informative. A lot of people here, community, a lot of people knew about it, couldn't come to it, asked when we were going to be doing it again. So the next thing is I'm speaking on homeless veterans in 2 weeks down at Warner Robins. Now I'm speaking as a VSO for the Legion at a nonprofit called Closing the Gap. Not this Saturday coming up, but next Saturday after that. Let's see. The VA is currently stating that they've increased claim input this year just because of the PACT Act, almost 300,000 additional claims this year. So when you hear about it taking a little bit longer on your claim, don't blame the GOP and what's going on as far as that with the money. Blame the administration for not informing the VA that they were going to come up with this PACT Act, because the VA didn't hire anybody additional. So they're still working off of basically the same staffing and now have an additional 300,000 claims to file and take care of. So as you can tell, that's going to push things back. Generally, letter of intent to files used to take a week. Now they're taking up to a month. If you go for a PCP exam or just call and say, hey, I need an exam, it no longer falls under the 30-day rule. It can be pushed out 60, 90, and I've even heard of some further. So other than that, please don't call me and ask me which ears are going to check on your audiologist report. They're going to check both of them, and that's all I have. Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to call on the junior vice.
How many people in here have not been to a Ride for America at this post? Okay, little info. Last year we had over 900 motorcycles in this parking lot. You think it gets loud? It takes 20 to 25 minutes when they start their run for them to clear this parking lot and head out on the run. It's quite an event. Change subjects right now. I want to talk a little bit about the a topic that has been previously talked about, and that's casino night. I'm going to just hit some highlights, and I may ask Chuck for a little input here. I believe the doors open at 6, is that correct? And they start playing at 6:30? Okay. The brochure says 6:30 to 11, but it's actually 6 o'clock until 11. It's an event that this post is putting on along with the Legion, or the Lions Club. If we're putting it on, we need to support it, guys. Okay? I know it's $50 a ticket. All the money goes to charity. Half of it goes to the Lions Club and half of it comes to the Legion. So you're supporting this Legion. Chuck, tell me about the food real quick in 10 words or less. I know there's 3 rounds. Stand up and tell people what they're going to be getting other than hot dogs.
The food will be served to you. You don't have to get in line for a buffet. It's not sit down. Servers will come around 4 times during the evening. 3 times will be food, favorite foods, 4 times will be dessert. The food will circulate throughout the whole area for circulation.
Thank you. There'll be casino games such as craps, blackjack, poker, and roulette. Do you have to learn how to play? No. But it helps the bottom line. There's a 50-50 raffle included, a silent auction, and there will be door prizes. So that increases your odds to get some return from the $50 that you're investing. Adult beverages will be available, and plus the Master of Ceremony of all Master of Ceremonies. Please stand. All right? And we're also going to have a DJ. I don't know who that DJ is. You get food, dessert, soft drinks, and water that's included in the price, and $2,500 worth of casino chips to play and gamble away. Additional chips are available if you lose those $2,500, which you probably will. So I solicit that this post support this because it's an event that we are putting on with the Lions Club. Thank you.
Okay, so it sounds like it could be a lot of fun. From my understanding of other places that have had it, people actually come dressed up in tuxedos and everything.
Not in Loganville.
Maybe we'll get some farther north. Okay. Children and Youth in Schools and Champs, Paul Williams, and 40 and 8.
The Champs, right now, looks like we'll be waiting for next school year. Hopefully, they'll be opened back up in for the ceremonies and everything else. The 40 and 8, on April 14th, Bay Creek Elementary, I gave out 115 flags. That comes out to 415 flags for the year I've given out. I had Karen Holcomb. I showed her how to be able to fold the flag and everything else. So she knows now. She helped me out during the whole ceremony. And that's my report.
About 40 and 8. Okay. I don't know whether this is in your lane or not, but I'm gonna be purchasing a Georgia state flag and an American flag as soon as the lady gets back with me and measures what size it is at the Loganville Elementary. They reached out. Their flags are getting holes in them. So we're going to take care of that.
Mike, something that we didn't tell you, the 49th will be a part of Ride for America that morning, the whole program that morning. So you want to repeat that?
40 and 8 will be a part of the program. Ride for America.
Flag ceremony. The flag ceremony.
Right. Okay. Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts.
All right, real quick, so we now have 4 Eagle Scouts in line, with 4 Scouts potentially become Eagle Scouts. That's an increase from last month. And the last thing, Ride for America. If you want the best pulled pork sandwiches, please be here on Monday morning. The Scouts are looking forward to staying up all night again, all their all-night shenanigans, and smoking X amount of butts. I think it's 45. That's my report.
ROTC is not here. I'll let everybody know that the ROTC had the the Air Force Junior ROTC had their ball here last Saturday evening. It's a pretty well-rounded group of kids. They were very polite and had no problem with putting this room back together. So, gives you something to look forward to. Sea Cadets. Steve?
The 233rd CB Battalion is going to be.
Closer to that.
The 233rd CB Battalion is going to be attending the annual awards banquet in Marietta at the Hilton. One of our cadets, Petty Officer Second Class RMI Walters, is in for Sea Cadet of the Year. She's in the running for it. We picked up 2 new cadet members past week. We also passed our final inspection of flying colors, financials and everything. And this May drill weekend, the 20th and 21st, they'll be down in Covington doing their swim qualifications. We hopefully soon we'll be having all the repairs made to that building, at least for the HVAC, and be able to have something for later in the summer. That's all we have for the report. Thank you.
So Air Patrol, anything, Julie?
They have not given me a report, so I have nothing to report on their behalf.
Legislative, Jeff Monk?
I gave that.
The ABS, John?
Commander, as of this afternoon, the VA hospital has not opened up for the receipt of any books and magazines. So we're on hold. If you would hold on to your books, eventually it's going to open up, and I will need your support to run books up to the hospital. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Historian Steve Langman?
Commander, I want to offer a hearty thank you to Don Lalverty for the excellent work that he did in updating our post history on our website. If you haven't looked at it lately, you ought to go out there. I think you'll be very interested in what's out there and the fine work that Don did to put it there. I am continuing to add a section on the effects of the COVID epidemic on our post activities. And Tom Williams is going to be working with me to make that happen. That's my report.
Thanks. Do I have any more committee reports? Anybody out there? Didn't miss anybody? Old business? No old business? New business? No new business. Anything for the good of the order?
Thank you, Mr. Commander. Quick note on the flag placement at Georgia National Cemetery. That is Saturday, May 27th. The ceremony begins at 9, and the flag placement will be immediately following that, approximately 9:45. If you can make it up, we sure would appreciate it. Thank you.
Question.
Yes, are we having a group of people riding up there together?
what?
Not to my knowledge.
Can we do that?
Individuals, or if you want to get a group together, that's fine. Just let the commander know. Maybe he can help, or the adjutant one. We're going up the night before and spend the night, my wife and I, and be there at the appropriate time before the ceremony starts. But it's
What time is that?
ceremony starts at 9, so you need to be there about 8:30 to get a good parking place.
May I?
Yes, sir.
Just want to thank Ralph real quickly for covering casino night. But I know somebody here, your favorite food is hot dogs. Well, if you want hot dogs at casino night, bring them with you. We are not going to have hot dogs. Just so you know, we have hired a young lady named Stephanie, who's from New Orleans, and she's bringing 8 or 9, is what we've been told today, different New Orleans type things to be the hors d'oeuvres. One of them is catfish, one of them is shrimp, one of them is red beans and rice, one of them is mini mufaladas, if those of you have been in New Orleans. But we're spending out of that $50 for that ticket, $20 of the $50 is going for the hors d'oeuvres for each person here. So it's not going to be a cheap night. We expect you to have fun. We expect you to have great hors d'oeuvres. We are splitting the profits with the Legion, and that's very true. However, the Legion is also getting all of the bar proceeds. So please, when you come, don't overdo it, but you can participate a little bit. And we're just going to have a great time. We've got a professional group that's going to come in with the tables. It's going to be roulette, crap tables, card tables, the whole bit. And we're going to have a lot of other things to go with it. So, but if you love hot dogs, and I do, that's one of my favorite foods. Back when I was a kid, I used to beg my daddy to stop and get us hot dogs on the way home from Grandma's. They were a nickel a piece back then, and he never had the money. And he said, son, when we get home, I'll get you some hot dogs. They were little green hot dogs, called green beans. So I love hot dogs today. But thank you. We're going to have a good time. Thank you, Mike.
Anybody ever heard of the Gong Show? Yeah. With the hook? I guess we're going to put that hook out here for in front of this chair. All right. Anything else for the go to the order? Tom?
Use it on him.
I'll stand behind the chair. I just wanted to, since Brandon's not here, I did want to bring everybody up to speed on, as everyone knows, we sort of outsourced the part of our work with homeless veterans that involves getting them into immediate housing. So we're giving $7,000 a month to Operation Rally Point, and I have joined the board of Operation Rally Point, and so I'm going to give you a couple of quick updates. We are up to 7 apartments now where we're housing homeless veterans. And so that's different than just putting people in a hotel. That's getting someone into an apartment. We're also beginning to look seriously at how to employ these people early. The faster you can get somebody back to some sense of normalcy, the faster you can convince them that homeless is not the way to be. And we're working on that. Very exciting news this month, Angie Blank, once married to Arthur Blank, has also joined our board of directors. That is a huge step in fundraising potential. She has been on the board of directors for Warrior Alliance and for lots of other big name veterans charities. She has a heart for veterans and deep pockets, and we're very hopeful that she and her friends will help fund this. So again, I just wanted to bring you up to date. Your $7,000 a month is going to a good cause. It is being tracked, and we're following exactly where every penny goes. And we'll make sure that we have those financials for you next month in a very nice report. Thank you, Commander.
Okay, and just a real quick word, if nobody figured it out. The finance officer's position is an elected position. However, Fritz has been training Frank to take over this job because he's stepping down. But I told him he can't leave, so he'll be running for an officer position. Figure he started it, now he's got to finish it. All right, do we have anything else for the good of the order? Nothing? Next meeting, Tuesday, June the 6th, 7 o'clock meal, 8 o'clock, the meeting starts and we will have elections. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Captain of the Color Guard.
Flag of our country to remain place of honor, right hand salute. Two.
Uncovered. Chaplain, please lead us in prayer.
Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we come to you again tonight to give you thanks. We felt your presence in this meeting. I think we covered an awful lot to be in your will, and we hope that you will continue to be with us. We hope and pray that you will continue to be with us and continue to make this Legion the post that it is, the leading post in the Southeast. So continue to be with us and help us do those things that you've blessed us so graciously with. Continue to be with us. Please help all of the military all across this great nation and across this world also. There's a lot of people that have been deployed recently, so please be with those. And be with us on our way home. Continue to bless us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Real quick note, I'm going to put out Bob, our chaplain, is not in that great of health, and he can't be here most of the time. When he is here, he normally tells me to have Stan do this. So I'm going to go ahead and make that appointment as Stan is our chaplain from this point forward.
Thank you for being volunteer.
Okay. I now declare this meeting American Legion Post 233, American Legion Department of Georgia, adjourned.
Yeah. Where? Plug in on it. It's just sitting on the shredder.